The second I touch my first million, I running outside my house and slapping everybody with my BBC. I don't care if you're a man, woman, or a dog, you're getting slapped with it. You know, if you're going to be condescending, you can at least be correct. Gapryong Kim doesn't have a good side or a bad side. He did one good act and is a shitty person otherwise. And to prove my point, name 3 things that Gapryong did that was actually good. Because outside of saving Korea, Gapryong did not do anything good. He's a shitty person, a shitty husband, a shitty father, and a shitty leader. Like, you can't even say he was a good father because one of the main factors of why Jake doesn't even like his father was the fact that he was an absent father who ignored his kid. Actually, kids. He was also a shitty husband because Kite's mere existence and his actions in the story prove this. Because Kite's existence is literally based off a love affair that he had in a different country, mind you. And Kite's actions before even the main timeline was him killing all of Jake's half-siblings. And when it comes to him being a shitty leader, Masuki's Choi existence also proves this because Charles Choi literally didn't like the guy, so he beat him up, ripped out his teeth and sent him out the country. And Gap did nothing about this. So like I said, Gap doesn't have a good or evil side. He's a person who did one good thing, but ultimately he's just a shitty person. You could probably say he did more than one good thing, but the thing is we didn't see that. The only thing we see is that he did one good thing, which was taking care of the Yamazakis, and the rest of the stuff he did was just him being a piece of shit. Secondly, you are grossly downplaying what Gap actually did. He blatantly said he wasn't going to handle the situation. He went there to kill his student. Which, as a teacher, if your student is going down the wrong path, it is your job to guide him back down the right one, not kill him. Yes, Gapryong did know what his student was fucking doing, but Gapryong's student, Dae Young, was doing this shit for years. What happened that made him suddenly decide, hey, let me go and kill my student, which once again is still the wrong course of action. Secondly, he wasn't taking responsibility. If he was taking responsibility, number one, Jin Rang would have never went off to jail. And secondly, he would have tried to guide his student down the right path and not try to kill him. Him killing him is not him taking responsibility to what Dae Young was doing. And secondly, saying a lot of lookism characters don't do that. Okay. Gun willingly stays in prison for the part he played in Charles Choi's rise to power. Sungji killed himself for something he didn't even do, but something he believed that he did, believing it would actually make the Chongliang fam happy. Or at the very least, at peace with what he did because he knew what he did was terrible. In the latest chapter, Jae-young openly admits he does not want to be the king of Incheon. But still, he is going to try to be the king of Incheon because he's the strongest one there. Because the other option is UJ, and UJ is a piece of shit. But then there are people like Gongsup and Taesu who openly admits, yes, we are shitty people. But the difference is the story doesn't try to frame them as if they are good. Taesu and Gong openly said, we do not care if you are a woman or a fucking child, we will beat your ass in Chongliang. My problem with Gapryong Kim as a person is the story tries to frame as if he's a good person in the end, but in the end he's still a shitty person. He did one good thing, but everything else he did was shit. One good thing doesn't absolve you of your multiple sins. That's like saying because the workers decide to help in the hunt for Gun to take down Gun, that absolves them of every terrible shit they have done in the past. And as for, and now we're gonna try with the name, sorry. But yes, the story does try to frame Gap as if he's a flawed hero, but for him to be a flawed hero, he would have to be a mixture of both good and bad. But Gapryong isn't. He's a person who did one good thing, but ultimately he's still a piece of shit. It's like that one clip in Guardians of the Galaxy where Spat Rocket says, why do you want to save the universe? What has the universe done for us? And Peter just responds, I'm one of the fucking idiots who lives in this place. He only saved Korea because he's one of the idiots that lives there. And once again, Kite is living proof of this because he went to Mexico, cheated on his wife, and the place where Kite was born is one of the worst places he could be in Mexico, and he didn't do anything to make that place better. He just went there for some ass and left.